she said.
Welcome back,
Might be.
everybody, to the Chicago Bears takeover of the NFC East. We are 4-0. I know this is an NFC East show, but I'm going to gloat for just a minute because we whooped all four
That's
of these
fascinating, Mike. Go ahead there, Greg.
NFC East teams. Got done with the Eagles this week. I'm excited to get into it with Greg. Let's get a quick recap of the week.
No.
We started with Thursday on
No.
Thanksgiving. We had Dallas taking down the Chiefs in a very nice upset. Randy's got one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now in the Dallas Cowboys. On Friday, we saw the Bears whoop the Eagles 24-15. It was a coaching clinic. On Sunday, we had Denver take down the Washington Redskin Commanders because you guys wanted to win. You went for 2. I commend you for going for 2, but you did not get it, so you lose by 1 point to the Denver Broncos. And then on Monday night, 4 days in a row, 4 out of 5 days with televised games for our little division here, and the Patriots in the last one took down the Giants 33-15. Not much of a game there. In our internal competition, our 3 categories were longest field goal, as everyone predicted here, Aubrey and the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know, has anybody ever not picked Aubrey when we get to that category? Ever? I mean, that's
Whenever
pretty
it's
much
a field goal, you got to
automatic
pick him.
lock.
I mean, there's
free
been
square in our
inconsistencies
competition.
everywhere besides that.
Yeah, it's not worth going with your
We
heart.
had touchdowns by a single player.
Not
as
worth going with
predicted
your
by
heart.
Nobody. Go to A.J. Brown, and as spoken about before, well, even in the loss,
I bet you A.J. Brown would have predicted it
this week because he got his. You know what I mean? So we're not hearing any peeping out of A.J. Brown about winning or losing just when he doesn't get his. And our last quarter category was rush yards by a single player, big 68 yards by big Devin Singletary. So for the week, we had 1 point go to each of you guys. Everybody gets a point except for Paul and the Washington Commanders. For the year, we have Randy and the Cowboys crushing this thing still at 16 points. Greg is in second with the Eagles at 10. The Giants have 9, and the Washington Redskin Commanders are still in the back at 8. So let's get into it. Randy, you were the only win of the division, and you went 4-0 on your picks. You predicted Dallas to win, Chicago to win, Denver to win, and New England to win. So you crushed the week. I hope you are coming with the confidence you brought last week, because you should, after beating the Chiefs and the Eagles back to back. What do you got?
Well, I used a word last week. I don't know if you guys remember, but it feels like destiny right now. It feels like destiny coming through.
God, I hate you.
Every star feels like it's lining up for a Cinderella story comeback year. I feel like right now the Cowboys are unstoppable. And again, I hear people saying they're the team you don't want to play right now. 100%. They are the team you don't want to play right now. Again, somehow we can go do that kind of crazy stuff and then go play a team like Arizona and lay a big egg. So I heard someone explaining it's like, you're dating a girl that's always cheating on you, but maybe this time she's going to be faithful. Maybe. And I look at Jerry Jones, I say, Jerry's different this time. Jerry's not the same. He's gonna be slightly different. I don't think he's gonna cheat on me. But no, I mean, very optimistic. Play is awesome. Defense is playing awesome. Special teams are playing great. Offense is absolutely ripping. It's so fun to watch. Again, Saturday was opening season for Rifle in Pennsylvania. I didn't go out. What I did was I went down to Philadelphia. I opened up one of the sewer drains. I climbed down and I drank some of the sweetest tears you have ever tasted. It was delicious. I was smiling the whole way with that win. I mean, again, it's so tough. Who do I really want to win? The Eagles or the Bears? I guess we're not going for the wild card anymore. The game.
Let's talk about your game.
Another very hard-fought game for the win. It was not a blowout. I don't, but the Chiefs are a real team. They had a really good comeback win last week. It was grit. It was that nitty gritty. We are going to win this game. Dak at times is dragging the offense across the field. It was good to see. I mean, he's playing like a $60 million quarterback right now. He's playing out of this world. Don't say it, Paul. He's playing out of this world. Cool. And it's so fun to watch an offense that can do everything right. They got great play calling. All of us were making fun, including myself, of Brian Schottenheimer and Jerry earlier this year. As of right now, they both look genius. Jerry looks like again, you look at who we got for this, but again, the game, it just felt inevitable that Dallas was going to come back as I was watching it. It didn't feel like the games where I watched 5-6 years ago where Romo's playing and at the end of it, the defense gives it away. It felt like all parts of the team were clicking. It felt like it was a solid. I've got high hopes, really high hopes. Again, I don't think we're going for the wild card anymore. We're going for the NFC East, Greg.
Interesting.
And you guys got some tough games ahead of you.
We do, but we always have December and January, and you are always the Dallas Cowboys, which haven't won anything since 1997. So we have that on our side.
I thought it was 96.
It was 96.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Paul.
But I can say you haven't won anything since last year. It's a new year, Greg.
Oh, geez.
It's a new year. If we're talking recent history, Dallas is looking real good.
You know what? I've been debating the last 5 days how I was going to tackle this episode, how I was just going to do it. Do I come in like a fireball? Do I just take my L's? And I still don't know. And here we are 5 minutes into the damn episode. Randy, you're right. I gotta give it to you. There's no other way to do this but to take my L's. Dallas looks absolutely fantastic right now. They're 6-5 though, and 6-5-1. They have a tough hill to climb. And what I mean by that is they beat the good teams but lose to the teams that really aren't great. So we have that on our side, so I don't know. I'm just so confused by this Eagles team. I really am. We're 8-4. The beginning of the year, I said we were going to have 10, maybe 11 wins. And that's what's going to happen. But it's the complete opposite of how I felt in September. I'm deflated. I went to the game Thursday and watched a team absolutely take our soul, which kind of reminded me of the 49ers game in 2023. And I did not want to admit that this could be 2023 all over. The saving grace and the difference that we have is we have a decent defense and a defensive coordinator that's okay. And then I'm like, how can I say that when I just saw the Bears literally take our soul and manhandle this defense? It was absolutely atrocious. It starts everything from the play calling to the coaching decisions to Jalen Hurts played like complete butt, and it was horrible to watch. I took a step back and I'm trying to I watched the game over again. I watched the all 22, and he is just, I can't make excuses for Jalen. And the last two games, he just looked absolutely horrendous. He was missing wide open receivers. He was not seeing check downs. We were running the ball and getting hit 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Our defense didn't play great. I mean, again, Magungai, how the hell do you even say that guy's name?
Manungai.
Yeah, I mean, 130 yards rushing, followed by Swift coming back and haunting us from the ghost of the Christmas past. He put up a buck something.
I mean, the last time that happened for that team, right?
Walter
It was
Payton
probably
80s.
in the 60s, to be honest with you.
The 80s. We've been in the middle 80s. Yeah, 1984 with two rushers of 100 and more.
It was absolutely horrendous. And I still can't pinpoint it today. I'm trying to watch tape. I get frustrated with Nick, and I hear Mike over my left shoulder saying 2 weeks ago, "You guys are gonna hate Nick Sirianni by the end of the year," and I'm like, God, I hate you all because it's all coming to fruition, and I hate it, and I want it to click, and if our offensive line cannot produce and play well, and if Jalen can't run or want to run, I mean, there's news coming out today that Jalen doesn't want to run, and that's why they're not having him run quarterback draws or quarterback runs or quarterback options. Last week we had, and I'm looking at my phone because I'm looking at these stats. Last year we like almost led the league in play action passes. Play action. We are almost dead last in play action this year. We have the highest hitch rate patterns for receivers. We have the lowest crossing route. I looked. Jalen Hurts has the lowest percentage of completions, not percentage, lowest amount of completions over the middle. He, for whatever reason, is afraid to throw the ball over the middle unless it's Dallas Goedert. I don't know why. We're in the bottom with pre-snap motion. Last year with Kellen Moore, we had pre-snap motion. We moved our guys around to find out and to take advantage of the matchups. We wanted Barkley to be matched up with a linebacker. We moved him to be lined up with we wanted AJ to be matched up with their third cornerback. We would do pre-snap motion. We're just not doing that. I don't know if it's the play caller. I'm just going to get it out because I know you guys are going to talk about it later tonight. We're literally, our fans are egging our offensive coordinator's house because of the play calling that's going on.
And
we are losing our minds in Philadelphia.
And we're 8-4.
I don't want to get past your segment before we mention the tush push either.
That's actually next on my list. It's coming. AJ Brown, the last couple years, has lined up in the slot to get the inside cross or the slant. He is bottom of the NFL amongst other receivers lining up in the slot this year. And it's like, where is this at? And it's frustrating because Nick is a coach of the people, and I like that about Nick, and he rallies the troops. But the problem is he can't call an offense. So if you have an offensive coordinator who's a young guy that can't call an offense,
he's not a defensive guy.
He's offensive minded. No, he's an offensive minded guy. He worked with Frank Reich in Indy. He was like a receivers coach. He was an offensive guy. But he does not call plays, and we tried that in 2023 and he failed miserably. So it's frustrating. And then I always talk about how good our line is. Our line has been atrocious this last couple weeks. And it's like our running game is bad. Okay, well, who's in charge of that? So it's Stoutland, offensive line coach. He's our in-game run coordinator. It's like, so we got to put some blame on him. It's just so frustrating. And it's like at the end of these games, CJ, they were interviewing him. They had him on a podcast and they were like, Shady was like, so how's the offense? Is it predictable? And he's just like, it's just yes, he played for us last year, but every defense knows what we're doing. And it just it's a joke. I saw a t-shirt at the game, Eagles playbook, and it was a Tecmo Bowl screen of run to the right, run to the left, dive middle. And it's I don't know. We have zero creativity, and I don't know how you change that. And it's starting to wear on me and the other fans, hence the booing. And it's now we're bad fans because we boo. No, we have a great team.
You were bad fans well before that. You were very bad people.
I think it started back when Santa had ice thrown on him.
Oh, here we go. And it's we have great personnel, but we can't utilize it. And the thing that's so frustrating is you're not hearing from AJ pissed off that the team's not playing good.
Mm-hmm.
You're not hearing that at all because AJ got his $130
because he's not a leader. He's not a leader.
but he's got the C on his chest, and that's our fault for putting it there, not us as fans, but us as this team. And it's like, he's not a leader.
I was going to say,
it's frustrating because we don't have that person on our team.
We don't know. You do have a leader, Graham. I mean, put him on offense.
Jalen early on,
straighten him up
very
a little bit.
early
I mean,
on. Jalen looked like
Your
he was mentally out of it. I don't know if you guys saw him riding the bike on the sidelines in the first half. Yeah,
I saw him. I saw him.
He's riding the bike,
himself.
like, just
I saw his head down,
riding the bike, like looking
but
like
that's
he's
how
about
he
to
is
cry.
most weeks.
Like, I'm like, dude, like, get over there and like rally your troops. Like,
he doesn't do that, and that's what's frustrating for me. Like, I want that in a quarterback. I want the fire. I want the tenacity. I mean, not to like look at other teams and pick on other teams or whatever. Like, today was the first time as like listening to call-in radio, and I know I shouldn't listen to sports talk radio in Philadelphia, but like they're like, should we bench Jalen Hurts? And I'm like, what are we doing? Someone's like, we have Drake May sitting on our bench right now, and I'm like, what is going on? The fans in town are absolutely losing their mind, and I don't know if it's fixable. I really don't, because we just need that spark, but we can't get the spark because our O-line is so injured. And it's like, how do we fix this? Now we play Oakland, we play Washington twice, but Daniels is going to come back. We go out to the Chargers. Herbert may or may not play, but their team is still good. The Chargers are good. So it's going to be an uphill battle.
And big play Slay just got dropped today, so some lucky suitor's going to be able to hand off your playbook again to that defense as well.
It's true, and it's like, and the frustrating thing about it is what Randy has been saying the last 2 weeks. I can't dispute it. I can't even poke a hole in it. I can't even put a pinhole in it. And what Mike said about his Bears team, I cannot put a pinhole in that. I have never seen an offensive line that physical. Well, let me rephrase that. Since last year, the Eagles, I have not seen an offensive line this year.
We paid a lot of money in
my life
for that
and
line.
The worst part about all of it, I know. The worst part about all of it is Jonah Jackson, your right guard's family, sat right in front of us, and they were the nicest family in the world, to the point where I didn't realize this kid was a local
You
kid.
felt bad about throwing up batteries at him?
No. So shout out to Jonah Jackson's family from Pencrest High School in Delco. They were a great group of people, and they all admitted they were Eagles fans until Jonah got drafted by the Lions, and then they were Lions fans, and now they're Bears fans. So it's been a tough couple weeks. And
before we let you
I feel
off the
deflated
here, because I was your
don't know where to
matchup,
go.
I got just a couple more things in my bag. Paul referenced one of them, 2 turnovers. I mean, that was you guys been shouting at me all year. Jalen doesn't turn the ball over. Well, former Eagle Kevin Byard got an interception. Yes, it was an Eagles revenge game, man. It really was, with CJ GJ out there and Swift carving you guys up. 100%. It was big time an Eagles revenge game with that interception as well on the other side. And Hurts lost a fumble on a failed tush push. Randy, I'm surprised you didn't bring that one up.
Tush push? Yeah. And that's where...
Yeah, so, I forgot about it.
The way I feel about that is that's how I know our O-line is banged up. Like they can't even get a yard on the tush push. You may never have the tush push again, like you did. It's bad.
Honestly,
like
Kelsey, Becton,
no, we won't.
Are
like
gone.
With Kelsey,
they were
Kelsey
huge
at center,
pieces of that, and then your middle. The middle is what matters more than anything in that whole thing.
But this isn't the first fumble on a tush push either. This year, this is. I think teams are finding out, instead of trying to stop and go for the ball.
Yeah,
I think.
Do you see it like that? I mean, they jump over as quick as they can. You're literally just flailing their arms, just trying to like smack at his arms. Like forget about him moving forward. Just get the ball out and let somebody try and get it.
Yeah, it's dead. It's over. I mean, with Becton, you had someone that was 6'7",
powerful,
350 pounds at guard, and you're not going to be able to recreate that. And he seems like he's miserable in LA. He's injured. Like, he talks about missing the birds. It's crazy. Like, I don't know how we let him walk out in free agency. I mean, I know why, money, but like, it blows my mind. But it's like a theme. Like, when I took a step back and you look at the OCs over the last couple of years, and it's like every other year we hire somebody within who sucks, and then the next year we vow to get a good OC. We get Steichen. Steichen then takes us to the promised land, and then he gets picked up, goes to another team. Then we hire within. Then that's a failure. Then we hire Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore takes us to the Super Bowl. We win a Super Bowl. He's now in New Orleans. Now we hire within. It's like it drives me nuts because I want to get an OC that's capable, comparable, that can run, but also keep Nick in check. And that's the problem that we have right now. It's like the blind leading the blind. Nick, I get the analytic thing. I understand why you go for 2, but to me, that was demoralizing to go for 2 on our last touchdown. If you kick the extra point, you're down by 8. That it keeps your team alive, your team hopeful.
Feel like
if
somebody
you miss
needs
it,
to have
it's
one of those
demoralizing, and that's what
meetings
happened.
with Nick Sirianni,
it's like,
and just be like, "What would you say you do here?"
Yeah, exactly.
On a daily basis.
What do you do well? No, and that's the thing. You look back over the years, and when we have a offensive coordinator who knows what they're doing and can keep Nick in check, our teams are successful. But when we have a rookie or someone who has never done it before, or hire somebody within, Brian Johnson, now Petula, like, it's like a keg that blows up. It's crazy.
Think about that, Greg. I was told they didn't even really interview for that job. They literally just said, "Hey, you're the guy," because Sirianni, you mesh well and your buddies.
Yep.
Like,
Nick won a Super Bowl, and the thing about it is, I know it's bothering Howie, and I know it's bothering Jeffrey Lurie. You see it in the interviews or lack thereof interviews, and like the quick snide little comments that you hear from them or the press releases from them. They're seeing this. They see all the fans booing on national televised games on Amazon. Like, they don't like this.
The booing, man. We talked about it in the pre-show. You were out there, you booed. How do you boo your team in the first quarter? How are you booing your 8-3 team at the time off the field in the first quarter? If people showed up at your workplace at 9:30 in the morning and started booing the crap out of you, would you be motivated to work hard the rest of the day?
If I was struggling at my job, and if I was doing a bad job and not producing, and if I came up with the same excuse to my boss why I was late to work every day, "Hey man, I'm sorry, that bus just was there and I had to follow the rules." At some point, you're going to want to get in front of the bus. You're going to want to leave the house earlier. You're going to want to stick together. We started booing because of the penalties. Back to back to back weeks. Like, it's just like stupid penalties, false starts, illegal motions, and that's where the booing starts. Because
but they had the fire Kevin chance at halftime down by 7, not like 27.
Yeah, 7. But the down by 7 it's all relative. Like, down by, like, but with what produced, Paul? What was produced? Nothing was produced. Like, stall drives. We lead the league in 3 and outs. You guys have been talking about this all year, and I've been blinders the whole time thinking it's not going to happen to us. We lead the league in 3 and outs. The Jets have more third down conversions than we do. The Jets, the New Orleans Saints have better drives than us. Like, and this is where the frustration starts from. Our talent and the money we're spending is not Jets and New Orleans money. And yes, we are 8-3, but like the week after week after week where the offense can't get rolling, maybe we are who we are. And that game against the Giants was just pure luck. I don't know. And yes, the Packers game was good. and they're a good team. And yes, Detroit's good. They're banged up, and we didn't score a lot of points there. And it's always like there's always an excuse. And the Bears literally on paper were one of the worst defenses in the NFL. And when they come to our house and we're like, all right, this is the get right game, and we don't score, and like we struggle and we go 3 and out with no creativity, no scheming to get anybody open, not throwing it over the middle, false starts by AJ Brown, thrown behind Smitty. Like, yes, that is what builds up in the frustration of the fans. So it wasn't just the Bears game. Let's be honest here. It's been a full year of, and I don't want to use this excuse, and I'm going to probably get thrown at for this, but like I took a step back and took Randy's advice, and I did not want to believe this. I'm going to be honest with you. We should have 2 or 3 wins this year, not 8. Like, we are lucky to have 8 wins. Very lucky. Like, and that's the frustrating part. And that's what the fans see. And that's what I'm frustrated, man. And, you know, I even battle with Kyle about this, and it's frustrating to me as a fan. This product, it is Super Bowl hangover to the T. Like, you know, we weren't on book tours this year, you know, but it was pretty damn close to it. It's frustrating.
All right. I got 2 things before I'll start my segment. One is, I just want to remind your whole family also that you guys pay money to actually go watch this in person. I just want to let you know that. The second thing is, I asked you a question last week, and I'm going to ask it again because I want you to hear it this time. If AJ Brown scores 2 touchdowns in the game, he actually scored 2 touchdowns in a game. Does that mean you won the game?
Good call.
And then I said, if Devontae Smith scores 2 touchdowns, does that mean you won the game? I tell you one thing, there's a better chance you won the game if Devontae Smith catches 2 touchdowns in a game.
That's stupid.
It's true. I agree with that.
Who cares which guy
you
caught 2 touchdown passes? It doesn't give you any less of a chance to win a game depending on which person caught the 2 touchdown passes.
Okay. But
I agree with that.
I'm going to give you one challenge. Do you remember the game this year AJ Brown didn't play? There was a game this year he didn't play.
Didn't play 2 games. So he didn't play earlier in the year, 2 or 3.
I know
we
one of them, they had 408 yards of offense.
Yep.
So I know, Mike, it doesn't matter. But there is something to say.
Oh, I agree with that.
You're force-feeding AJ a ball that maybe you would.
That's what I mean.
That's all. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, it means if Devontae Smith has 2 touchdowns in the game, you've probably ran your offense the way that makes sense. If AJ Brown's got 2 touchdowns, you made one person on the planet happy and most likely sacrificed to win, and that happened. That's why, like, you know, it's like, you know, does 2 touchdowns lead to a win with one guy? It probably means you had a better game plan than the other. That's all.
I think the difference is our offensive line now versus our offensive line at the beginning of the year is battered. Like, our offensive line today versus what it was against Tampa Bay and what it was even against the Rams is just night
Lane
and
Johnson
day.
is an anchor.
We are banged up.
And you take away that anchor and everything else falls apart around.
And he's
our record, so what side did Becton play, the left or right?
Right. It was Becton at right guard and Lane Johnson at right tackle.
So I was just talking to a buddy who played offensive line in high school, and he's an Eagles fan. He's an Eagles fan. He was talking about the offensive line, people that are gone or whatever. When you can turn your backside to one side and not worry about a sack, it frees up so much because you can watch the other side. And he was saying, like, to him, that is a huge problem right now. The fact that neither side of the line is a guaranteed safety anymore. That used to be something last year that you could just count on. You could turn a blind side to one side for a long time and no one got through.
Well, and that's why the play action pass is so helpful. Like, you're literally putting your back to the defense and pretending to hand the ball off. And we can't do that right now because the D line's 3 yards.
That Fred guy is not Lane Johnson. I'm
Fred's
sorry.
good. Fred could be good, but he's not. He's not Lane Johnson.
He's not Lane Johnson.
Let's get.
Not too many people are Lane Johnson.
Well, I gotta say, Mike, your
Randy.
Bears are looking damn good right now. I mean, defensively,
It's going to get a lot
offensively,
better.
Shut up, Randy.
Shut up. Paul, you go
ahead, Paul.
So we'll talk about some of the cellar dwellers. Nobody really talked about the game last night, so I'll just incorporate that into what happened on Sunday. Sunday late. I'll tell you one thing though, I enjoyed that game. I enjoyed the game plan. I enjoyed a whole lot that happened. The only thing that I didn't like is I love the call at the end for the 2 points. There was like 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes. You had zero choice. Under a minute, you think about it.
Yeah.
But 2.5 minutes, man, and the fact that in overtime, the first drive, the Broncos, I literally could go up to go to the bathroom, came back, and their drive was over, and it wasn't from 2 or 3 plays. It was a big, quick, big, huge chunk. 90-yard drive, touchdown, just straight. So great. So the odds of them being able to just put together 40 yards with a timeout and call. 2.5 minutes.
You guys had there was no reason to play for a tie.
So the thing that was,
you needed a win or a draft pick.
No. Oh, we had no reason to play for a tie anyways. Yeah. The only unfortunate thing is the second the ball was snapped, there were 3 guys through the line. So, and they even said they knew exactly what was, not necessarily what was the play was. They knew enough about what the formation was, what was going to happen, just to start chasing. And so there was just, there was no chance.
Kevin Patullo called that play.
I mean, there was zero chance, but I loved everything about the game. Otherwise, it was fun to watch. It was, they played really good on all sides of the ball, all facets. I mean, it was the first time in a couple of weeks that I was actually happy.
Admitted to us that you stayed and watched the whole game. You've been ducking out early the past couple of weeks because you didn't believe.
True story.
So I'm happy to hear you actually stuck it out on a late night like that.
Well, I didn't just stick it out into one night. I watched from 1 month to another month. It went from November to December.
Ooh, facts.
So yeah, I watched that thing for 2 whole months. So through 2 whole months. But no, I thought it was great, to be honest. And I have somewhat, we'll get it in the next segment, but I mean, I have the smallest amount of hope for the next game. And unfortunately, it's because of these 2 stats that I'm about to say. One is the passer rating, if you just spike the ball every single play, is 39.6. JJ McCarthy 2 weeks ago was 34.2. Max Hosmer, though, said, hold my beer, and this past week was 32.8.
How did you determine the initial stat of what happens if you spike the ball every time? How do you know this? Okay.
According to Google. Well, it's part of a meme. It's part of a meme. I didn't look it up. It was just part of a meme. But, it goes back to the thing about, how the Falcons beat or lost to the Patriots. If all you had to do was you could have run the ball, the amount of time left and the amount of time it takes and the play and all that, and forgetting other people from doing scoring or whatever, you end up with it's a passer rating. So it's not the QBR, but the actual, a real stat that's universal. So you literally can just spike the ball, just go right into victory formation and still do better, and they both did worse. Before I started to set up here in the loft today, I was watching the End of Sports Center, and they were like, well, good news, JJ McCarthy is coming back next week, and they both the 2 people just both smiled and yeah, great news.
You guys are if we got a chance, favored in that game.
Yeah, I know. I was a little surprised.
About wasting a wide receiver. Holy cow.
And that's the other thing. That's I guess I do have 2 more things. That's the next game. I think Justin Jefferson is just going to body slam whoever the quarterback is, take the hike, throw the ball, run to it, catch it, and then score himself. He's going to do all of it. But also, if we want to talk statistically, how bad the Vikings were, and that's after watching the Steelers. The Steelers' offense was worse than anemic. It's how the Eagles think their offense looked on Thursday or Friday.
It is how it was that bad.
I mean, we're talking 100, barely 100 yards of offense.
You're both right.
But the stat is it would have been statistically the worst offensive game in Jets history if it were the Jets and not the Vikings.
Interesting.
So
that is very interesting.
That's ridiculous. You just had the worst offensive game against an entire trash organization. Like, that's pretty ridiculous.
What happens if you only beat the Vikings 22-28? What's that make you? Like a good team? I'm just talking from experience.
I was going to say, I was like, this sounds like you before when you were like, you beat the bad teams and you're crowning yourself and a win's a win and all this other stuff.
Hey, win is a win.
Win's not a win's not a, yeah. You're going to say that next time you get one, if you get one. But
true.
But let's move to last night's game, which was just, it's like Billy Madison when they play dodgeball. When Adam Sandler goes out and just starts pegging these kids and like knocking them out. Like, it wasn't fair. And they're just dumb for standing there. Like the kid in the movie Dodgeball. Like, if you dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. And he just stands there and gets hit in the head with a wrench. Like, what are you doing? If you see a wrench coming at you, sidestep, anything, do anything except for take it on head on. Like, you're all going to die. I mean, I thought
2 years. I maybe give him 3 years tops.
His brain's going to be leaking out of every orifice in his face by then. I mean, by the end of the year, it's ridiculous. And so after that loss, I do want to mention that the record for the New York Football Giants since the boat photo that we all remember with OBJ holding the blunt in his hand.
I thought you were talking about.
They are 43,
what's
104, and 1.
Pretty good.
43. Okay. 104 and 1.
So it was almost like.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Randy.
I was listening to somebody talking about all the ex-New York players from both teams that have succeeded tremendously once they were traded. And it is unbelievable how many players are playing top-notch football once they left New York. It's crazy.
I was just going to say, it was almost like we all predicted Giants to have 3-4 wins, 5 tops, and we were told that they were going to go to the playoffs.
10 minimum.
Wow. Looks like we were wrong again, guys. Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like we get everything wrong. And by the way, Daniel Jones came back to his reality, and
they're looking fraudulent.
They may not make the playoffs now.
I don't know. I know that he is still, if not helping my fantasy team with Jonathan Taylor, but I know that he is hurt and there's things that he wants to do that he can't.
A broken leg.
Yeah. So he can't run the way he wants to, but he also looks like he has the yips a bit. And trust me, I know a thing about, when Jaden Daniels comes back, that's the only thing I'm worried about. Not about him necessarily getting hurt, although that's exactly what happened to RG3, but getting the yips might be worse than getting hurt, which, I mean, it's going to lead to you getting hurt, but it looked like he had the yips a bit. Second that he got the snap, play was already.
Well, they know he can't run, so the defenses are just going to bring the house and play man and make him throw mistakes.
And I know I said that how disappointed I am in the NFL, and it starts with the quarterback. The past couple of weeks, some of these quarterbacks have been absolute soldiers. Yeah. Even Aaron Rodgers taking that to the face. The way that his face got drilled. Broken hand, and the way his face got drilled, that's really bad. And Justin Herbert had surgery on his non-throwing hand yesterday and is like, I'm absolutely playing. Yeah. Like, so, I mean, they're toughing it out, but again, once they get on the field, they still are sucking. Everybody's still mid. There's nothing to lead about any of it.
I'm going to ask one question right now. Besides New England, who is a playoff team? Who is a playoff team that is going to be good?
You beat me to it.
I'm not even convinced that New England has. Everybody is crowning them as they're just playing like they have the easiest schedule of anybody by far.
So
I mean, I respect it. I love Drake
you would
May.
say right now, if you were going to put $5,000 on a team to win, you had to. Who's it going to be?
I'd rather just. It's cold outside. I'd rather burn it and stay warm for the winter because it's a crapshoot. The MVP race, the top 3 teams, whatever it was, have changed like every 3 weeks, and it's a completely different crowd.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I got one last thing in my bag, and then we're going to get to halftime. My weekly Mingo updates are back. Randy, coach said he just didn't look good enough in that uniform. They took it from him. They said, you can't dress again.
No. We're going to continue parking that. That Cadillac might sit for years. It might sit till the Super Bowl.
That is our halftime dumb.
And then that is
our halftime dumb shit.
You don't pull out the Cadillac.
Super Bowl. We will be back soon to start looking at week 14.
What up, everybody? The Beard is here. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, the law offices of William P. Harrington. Credit card litigation, Chapter 7 bankruptcy, estate planning, estate administration, guardianships, they do it all. As a member, listener, follower, supporter of our network, they are offering you a 15% discount on these services. So if you are in the Pennsylvania or New Jersey area, schedule your free consultation today.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
All right, we are back. Finished up the wrap-up of Week 13. We're going to start getting into Week 14 here. We got 3 division matchups this week. Thursday Night Football is going to kick it off with Dallas going to Detroit. Dallas is +3 in that one. On Sunday, we have Washington Redskin Commanders at the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota, am I right? I had Minnesota favored by 1.5. Is what I had too, Mike. Okay, all right. I thought somebody earlier said Washington was favored in that game. And then in our
really? I thought I could have sworn it was.
Yeah, I got Minnesota -1.5.
JJ McCarthy's back.
We're going to close out the week again on Monday Night Football with the NFC East with the Philadelphia Eagles going out to the Los Angeles Chargers. Right now, Philadelphia is favored by 3. I'm assuming that line is saying that quarterback out there is not going to play. I think I'd be closer to a pick 'em if they had their quarterback in there. So we'll see what happens with that line and that number. But those are our 3 games of the week. Let's spin these wheels and get 3 matchups. Or 3 matchups, 3 categories for you all to root for this week.
Ooh.
How do you get lucky, Randy, that, of course, the 1 week that Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to miss?
I did see that.
On a short week.
Flipping awesome.
That kind of matters.
Also for my fantasy,
matters a bit.
Also for my fantasy team. What's
turnover
this
plus
one?
minus.
What was it? Turnovers.
That's that like early season Eagles luck that you got.
Sacks by a defensive single player.
Ooh. I think it's sacks.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at how those. I'm looking at you. Looking at you, producer. Look at that. The small triangles with the dramatic effect. Ooh, is it single player? No, we're going
it's prop bet.
Okay.
Yep.
Prop bet, right?
Okay, prop bet.
Yeah.
Team total.
I love.
Give me something to work with, Mike.
The plus, the over.
I'm gonna do.
Do you?
The lines.
I do.
I'm gonna do most
the
catches.
Lions.
Single player. Most receptions, not yards, but most receptions. That's an interesting one for the future.
That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Depends on the week, man. If AJ's peeping up, he's going to get most targets. If he's not peeping up, they're probably going to give the Saquon 100 times. All right, Paul, you've finished up first half. Why don't you lead off the second half?
Yeah, let me take a look at the lines here while we were talking about it. Yeah, I mean, for the first game on Thursday, I think it's going to be a good game to watch at least. I know the Lions are favored at home, but I think the Cowboys could actually, I think the Cowboys are going to win that game.
I'm glad you got more decisive there
game.
At the end, because I was going to start going with the
Detroit,
think, I want, they might. You did good.
I hope. You got to do I hope. No, I think the Cowboys are going to win. I think the only chance that Detroit has is the running game not only has to get going, but it has to be absolutely consistent. They're probably, I think, what the Lions are already down Laporta, so you got Jamison Williams and a couple other guys that not too many people know about. So if they're going to get busy, it's because the running game has opened the passing game. And hopefully Aiden Hutchinson takes Dak's head off. So we'll start with that. I haven't wished death on any player in a while, so why not now? As far as our game, I think we win that game. I'm going to say I think we win that game. You asked me this on last episode, if we were to skip last week, the Broncos game, and just say, would we win this week? I would be like, hell no. But again, this is like early week Eagles. Like, if we're going to win, it's going to be against this week's Vikings team. Not the first week or what maybe they could turn into by the end of the year, but this week's Vikings team looks very vulnerable to me. I think Aaron Jones is also hurt as well, so doesn't hurt either. So if we can if we can feed off of what we did,
they're still fighting.
It wasn't a win in the win column, but
when you're not a playoff
felt pretty darn
team.
close to one.
Yep.
Yeah.
A moral
that's not
victory.
Always the case.
A moral victory.
You're not mathematically eliminated yet.
Yeah, they're not acting like they're playing for a draft pick at this point for the most part, and it looks like they'd be willing to drop a couple spots to take some W's if we could from somebody, and I'm all over that. I just want to have fun and watch. I want to watch. I want to be excited to watch my team. I don't want to have instead of a 3-8 team. I don't want to have like an 8-3 team that just we're throwing eggs at our coaches and stuff. Like, that's ridiculous. We are cheering our players. Our fans are cheering, and we're 3-8. I don't understand how this
is
works.
Awesome.
But, maybe there was somebody else that I knew in a past life that said, I'm just a fan of my team. I'm just a fan of my team.
You're a better fan than me. You remember the past 2 years how much I was rooting for draft picks and losses?
But as far,
yeah.
And you're good now.
And then the Eagles and Chargers. I don't think the Chargers have been all that good recently. They were earlier in the year. But yeah, I'm going to say that Philadelphia going all the way to LA is going to be a problem. So I think the Chargers will win that. I don't think that's not a great situation for a get right game either. But it's a double-edged sword, which is either way, something positive, I think, for me is going to happen, because you're either going to win or we're going to hear AJ talk a bunch. AJ's, it's going to work out one way or another. Your team is not going to get, and your fans are not going to get more satisfied or, turn back the way they were to like a winning franchise, how you support a winning franchise. But I think whatever happens, you're going to take a loss.
Wow. Love you too, Paul.
Yep. I didn't say anybody was going to die, did I?
Congratulations for Dak.
And I understand. Maybe, well, he's going to lose his head. Technology is caught up to us. So I don't know. Maybe he survives. But, maybe this is we're all in Saquon conservation mode for the playoffs, but you got to get there first. So this is like the Sixers. You said last year, we'll be fine. Embiid's going to be, Embiid will be back and we'll be great in the playoffs. Dude, you were so far from making the playoffs last year. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
By the way, he asked for a trade.
Great.
He's got to give us 3 competition picks first.
So let's go to the
you got turnover plus minus.
Yeah.
No, not
the
you.
Categories are Jesus. That's going to be actually turnover plus minus. Darn, I think we would not have the highest. I think we will win the turnover game in ours. But I also think, damn it. No, I'm going to go with the Redskins. I'll go with the Redskins because I'm going to go with a fan pick there, because I think the Redskins and I think the Cowboys are still going to have a positive plus minus for turnovers. But I think they may have a higher one, but I'm just going to say us because
I think you like high right
Randy's
now. I love
Pop
Rocks at halftime. That's the way you're going right now. Like, this is as much emotion as I've seen out of you in a while. Give us sacks by a single player.
Sacks by a single player. I'll go with the Cowboys and Micah. Oh, sorry. No, I guess we can't go there. But speaking of sacks, before I'm done, the true MVP of this league is the person who is absolutely not even going to even get one single vote or consideration. Myles Garrett is going to destroy the sacks records. Anybody realize he already has 19? That's unbelievable. He's like 12 in the last 7 games or something.
I watched one Cleveland game this year. He is unreal.
It's madman. So I meant to mention that in the first half, but I think that needs a little bit of recognition there because I think that record's going down. But so as far as sacks, I don't think anybody on any of our 3 teams are going to be sacking the crap out of anybody, especially any single player. Would you just go Redskins sweep? How about that?
Most receptions is by a single player as well.
Catches.
What's the worst that happens? I don't get points.
Paul cleaned it up. Greg, what do you got for us?
Let's do it. I want.
I am all over the board, and this is, I guess, kind of fitting. I'll start with the turnovers. I unfortunately agree with Paul. I think Washington and Dallas are going to be on the plus side of that, but something sneaky is telling me that Washington is going to have 2 turnovers. So I'm going to take Washington. Sacks by any player. This is where I felt like I had to pick an Eagle with my heart. So I'm going to take Jalen Carter. Most receptions by a player. I'm going to take George Pickens. I think Pickens has a big game at Detroit, which is fitting because you're not going to be able to re-sign him next year. And I will be singing the praises of old Jerry yet again, letting another one walk away. Dallas goes into Detroit and wins and makes things interesting. Washington wins in Minnesota. And I think the Chargers are going to win this game. I really do think we're going to lose. But I have to go with my heart and just take the Eagles because I have to. But I really think we're going to lose. I don't know where to go with this team. I don't know what to think of this team. We are 2 8-4 teams. I think the Chargers are decent. I do. I think they have some good wins. I think their last couple weeks have been decent. I think they're only lost the last couple of weeks. Paul, I think I actually was at Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's trying to fight for a playoff spot. There's a whole...
you're doing what you did last week where you're
someone
up
told me
loss.
Is Jacksonville ahead in they got the number 1 seed in that division, someone told me. I didn't look that up.
No, that's the Colts.
Okay.
I thought the Colts
I
lost.
know
no, actually it is Jacksonville.
That's what I was going to say.
Jacksonville is winning that division.
Jacksonville's actually
and then
the number 2 team, right? Or the number 3 team in the AFC.
Greg, if you are right.
That's impressive.
Yeah, they're 3rd in the AFC.
If you are right and Dallas
and
wins
Houston's
and Philly loses, that puts you, a half game up on Dallas?
I think
Wouldn't they be 7, 6, and 1?
8-5. Dallas would be 7
It's a half game.
Yeah, it would be a half game, but we hold the tiebreaker, so it is like a full
There's no
game.
tiebreaker. We got to tie. There won't be unless you tie a game.
Yeah, there's a tiebreaker, and the tiebreaker is
but because we have a tie,
conference wins, right?
Yeah, but they have to get a tie in order for that to matter.
Yeah,
the record's going to hold.
Right,
it
right.
Still be a
can't tie with one team having a tie.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, but we would still have a half game lead. But Dallas is going to do what Dallas does. They're not going to make the playoffs.
I'm sure you can only hope. I'm sure that every night you get to bed and say, now I lay me down to sleep. I play the Lord of Dallas to beat.
Randy's hanging out in the street underneath your house, right?
Actually, that's
I can't believe I can't believe that you regurgitated that and sounded and you enunciated and everything, put it all, and I feel like you put a period at the end of it and everything. Good for you. But before we move on to Randy, will say, since you brought up George Pickens, he's on pace to actually break Calvin Johnson's record as the number and he's technically the number 2 receiver on his team. I know there's extenuating circumstances with CD being out and stuff. Calvin Johnson's
yardage
all season record. He's on pace.
Wow, I had no
most
idea he was
receiving
doing
yards in a
that
season.
well.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I didn't either.
And I think JSN. Well, I think he's not alone either. I think JSN's right there too. I think they're both on pace, or one of them is on pace
I did read
to break it,
a
and the other
couple
one
days ago
is
that JSN's on
I think
pace
it's the
to
other
get
way,
to
though.
2,000.
I think JSN's on pace.
well, that would break it then. Now, of course, there's an asterisk because now there's an extra game.
True.
It's true.
When Calvin Johnson, there was only 16 games or whatever it was, but that doesn't nobody cares about the record books like that. So, but I just thought it was crazy that George Pickens has like 1,400 yards or 1,200 yards of what he has already.
All right, get in here, Randy. We're running long.
He's a good receiver. It's a shame, Pittsburgh just didn't know what to do with him.
wouldn't say a shame. I'd say it's a blessing. So actually, Greg, you and I picked a lot the same. I'm taking Washington in the turnovers. Dallas hasn't been making tons of turnovers, but I'm going to take Washington. Sacks, I'm taking Jalen Carter. I like that pick. Catches, I think we're going to have a switch up this week. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to get the catches. I think they're going to start blanketing Pickens more. So that's my only change there.
How are you talking?
So weird.
How are you talking like this? It looks like you're breaking up, but you're also in fast forward. Fast forward at the same time, and you got this little mouse voice because you're talking so fast.
I hope that this comes through.
Sorry,
I know
I
Steve
been
somehow fixes it a lot of times.
We're taking the Cowboys at +3.
Exactly as is on final product, please.
Yeah, your brain is definitely not on the same pace as your mouth is. I can tell.
Okay, we're taking the Cowboys +3. They're going to outright win that game. Easy. We're taking Washington. Washington +1.5 to win that game, and I think that's going to be actually not even a close game. I think Washington is starting to show. Just stop. Just keep your faces straight. Chargers. I don't think it matters if it's Herbert or Trey Lance. We all know he's a stud.
Trey Lance, give it to me,
I'm taking the Chargers to beat the Eagles.
You've been waiting for that
Greg
all
picked.
episode.
Chargers have not been that good, but the Eagles have been worse. So we're taking the Chargers.
What do you mean not that good? They are good.
I literally wrote that down after you said it, Greg. Chargers have not been that good. And I'm going to be done talking because you guys
4 out of their last 5 games. Hear it. It is definitely the dumbest thing.
Better. I got to be honest. It was
a great show. We appreciate everybody.
It's not just about a squeaky voice, but it's going fast. It's going fast.
We're going to the dumb shit.
It's in 2x speed.
We are out of here. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back next week. We got just a couple weeks of this one left.
Off the rails quick.
Boom, boom, boom.